The soft July light filtered through high cloud as the royal convoy edged onto Colchester Hospital's grounds, its discreet navy blue Range Rovers mirroring nothing of the emotion inside. For more than 4 months the British public had watched, waited, and worried, following the Princess of Wales's March announcement that she was undergoing preventative chemotherapy. Every sighting or update became a barometer of national feeling. Now, at last, the moment so many well-wishers had hoped for had arrived. Catherine was ready to re-enter the rhythm of public service. A return shaped by compassion. Far from selecting a glittering gala or red carpet premiere for her first solo outing, the princess chose an environment that spoke directly to her own circumstances and to the silent battles waged by thousands of families every day. The Cancer Wellbeing Centre at Colchester Hospital in the historic county of Essex. Opened in 2022, the facility was designed as a sanctuary within the clinical setting, a place of restorative calm where patients and carers can attend counseling sessions, art workshops, gentle Pilates, or simply sip tea in a sunlit corner. It is here that horticultural therapy takes center stage. Partnering with the Royal Horticultural Society (RHS), the hospital commissioned a sweeping, sensory garden built on 2 principles: biophilia, the innate human affinity with nature, and agency, the simple empowerment a patient feels when planting a seed, nurturing it, and witnessing new life push through soil. Raised beds are staggered at wheelchair height. Quiet arbors invite meditation. Winding paths mean a visitor need never walk the same route twice, mirroring the unpredictable journey of treatment and recovery. It feels like a roller coaster. Dressed in a powder blue floral midi dress by Susanna London and soft espadrille wedges, a nod to practicality on gravel paths, Catherine stepped into the garden to applause from a small group of outpatients and volunteers. Her first words, caught by a boom mic, set the tone for what would become a deeply candid visit. "This place is extraordinary, exactly the sort of haven I would have sought myself in the early weeks. It really is a roller coaster, isn't it?" Those few syllables, "it really is a roller coaster," went viral within minutes. They validated countless individuals who had felt the same highs of optimism, the same stomach-dropping lows of scan results, the same slow climbs of side effect management. One patient, 52-year-old mother of 3 Karen Price, later told reporters, "You could see in her eyes she genuinely understands. It wasn't platitudes, she's walked it." Catherine's rose, symbolism in bloom. Central to the day was the ceremonial planting of the RHS's newest registered cultivar, Rosa Catherine's Hope, informally christened Catherine's Rose. Bred by celebrated rosarian Philip Harkis, the flower combines creamy blush outer petals with a warm apricot heart, colors chosen to evoke the princess's now familiar palette of pastel coats and peachy millinery. Its scent is intentionally delicate at first bloom, intensifying as the flower matures, a metaphor for resilience building quietly over time. 50 plants were supplied to Colchester at no cost. 500 more will be dispatched over the summer to hospitals from Truro to Inverness, each one accompanied by a carved oak label noting a single mantra: hope and healing. Long-term, the RHS intends to sell Catherine's Rose commercially, pledging a slice of royalties to Macmillan Cancer Support and the Royal Foundation Centre for Early Childhood, Catherine's flagship initiative. The princess knelt beside 8-year-old patient Amora Hussein to settle the first rose into its bed. "We pat the soil firmly but gently," Catherine told her young helper, demonstrating. A bit like giving the plant a reassuring hug. Cameras captured Amora's grin, soil-smudged hands, and a curtsy so enthusiastic it almost toppled her sun hat. Inside the center, tea, tears, and talk. After the garden ceremony, Catherine moved indoors to a glass-walled lounge, where she joined a discussion circle of 4 patients, 2 Macmillan nurses, and 3 volunteer counselors. Witnesses say the conversation touched on chemotherapy brain fog, fear of recurrence, the guilt some parents feel when fatigue limits playtime with children, and the underestimated emotional toll on spouses. At one point, nurse practitioner Sarah Donnelly offered Catherine a checklist titled Signs of Late Effect Distress. The princess skimmed it silently and murmured, "I recognize more of these than I expected." Perhaps the most poignant exchange came when a retired paramedic, Simon Rawlings, asked how her children had coped. Catherine paused, eyes bright, then replied, "They've been wonderful, curious, comfort-giving, and sometimes hilariously matter-of-fact." One evening Louis asked if my medicines were magic beans. "In a way, I suppose they are." She added that George and Charlotte had each chosen a rose plant for Anma Hall, and were debating whose will flower first. Social media ripples, a nation exhales. Within hours, #Catherine's Rose trended across X, Instagram reels filled with time-lapse roses opening, and florists fielded frantic phone calls from customers eager to pre-order the still unreleased shrub. On TikTok, cancer thrivers stitched clips of Catherine's roller coaster quote alongside their chemo chair selfies. One user captioned hers, "If a princess can say it out loud, so can I." Even Republican-leaning commentators conceded the power of the imagery. Historian Dr. Tara Reid tweeted, "Monarchies survive not on anthems but on empathy." Today was empathy without performative gloss. Daily Express columnist Luke Parker wrote, "This is the Kate effect at its most profound, less about fashion sellouts, more about shared humanity." What happens next? Incremental return to duties. Kensington Palace aides stress that the princess's schedule will remain carefully calibrated. August is expected to bring only 2 low-key engagements, both linked to early years mental health research. Whether she attends the full fortnight at Wimbledon, where she serves as patron of the All England Club, is still subject to medical advice. Nationwide garden rollout. By late autumn, each NHS region will nominate one flagship site to receive Catherine's Rose, alongside toolkits for volunteer gardeners. The scheme echoes the princess's 2019 Chelsea flower show Back to Nature garden, which was later replicated in multiple schoolyards. Research partnership. Colchester's Centre will pilot a 6-month study, with the University of Essex investigating how structured time in therapeutic gardens affects cortisol levels and fatigue scores in oncology patients. Preliminary findings will be shared at the Royal Society of Medicine next spring, a data-driven extension of Catherine's advocacy. Public perception. A Snap YouGov poll taken 24 hours after the visit showed 83% of respondents felt more hopeful about the princess's recovery. 68% agreed her candor made them feel closer to the royal family. A quiet triumph. In the car departing Colchester, aides say Catherine looked out at rows of ordinary brick homes glittering in the late afternoon sun and whispered, "It's good to be back." Good not in the sense of glamour, but of meaningful presence, soil beneath fingernails, shared laughter with strangers, and a rose whose blooms will outlast news cycles. Her day ended not at a palace, but at a private family supper. George reportedly asked if the garden had dragons. Charlotte wanted to know whether the petals smelled like mummy's perfume. And Louis, undeterred, still championed his magic beans theory. For the Princess of Wales, that normal chaos was perhaps the sweetest therapy of all. What do you think? Does Catherine's openness about her roller coaster resonate with your own experiences of illness or caregiving? Could therapeutic gardens become a standard feature of hospitals worldwide? And will Rosa Catherine's hope find a place in your garden next spring? Share your thoughts in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up if the story moved you, and subscribe for continuing coverage of the royal family's journey, where duty meets humanity, and sometimes, hope is planted one rose at a time.